Most civil engineers would condemn this vehicle on site. The structural integrity appears fundamentally compromised. By every conventional metric, this chassis is a write-off. But you are not about to witness a simple repair. This is a complete structural metamorphosis. A project that defies all normal engineering logic. It begins with a single point of failure, but the problem is far more systemic than just a flat tire. Her first challenge, the inadequate leverage of this jack, is a sign of the immense task ahead. She begins to clear away the superficial decay, but the real issue lies hidden beneath the surface. Now, critical assessment phase. She examines a different vehicle, likely sourcing parts or analyzing its construction. This tricycle's frame is simple, robust. She's studying its design principles for the task ahead. With a new plan forming, she acquires a more substantial jack, the right tool for the right engineering problem. The initial cleaning phase continues. She must see the true state of the metal before she can operate. Finally, she can see the full extent of the corrosion. The progress is small, but it's a necessary first step. Under the hood, she isn't just a fabricator. She's a mechanic understanding the entire system. She's diagnosing the heart of the machine. A new body is useless if the engine is dead. The engine bay provides clues to the vehicle's history and the potential challenges of her rebuild. Checking the electrical system. A faulty battery could indicate deeper wiring issues. Her methodical approach is key. She must ensure the core components are viable. She knows what's broken. Now the monumental task of rebuilding it from the ground up begins. Here is the point of no return. This isn't a repair. It is a complete amputation. She's preparing to cut away the entire rear section. The unibody construction will be fundamentally altered. Every wire, every connection must be documented or memorized. A mistake here could cripple the final build. With the interior stripped, you can see the scale of her vision. She's creating a utility vehicle from a sedan. The compromised metal of the taillight assembly is the first to go. It's too weak to be part of the new structure. This requires surprising force. Years of rust have effectively welded these components together. She meticulously removes old fixtures. The new framework will require a clean mounting surface. This is raw determination. She's leveraging her own weight to break the corroded panel free. And now the primary tool of transformation, the angle grinder. She begins cutting through the car's C-pillar. This is the most critical and dangerous cut. She's permanently severing the rear third of the vehicle. The new section is offered up. This is a preliminary fitting to visualize the next steps of fabrication. Resourcefulness is paramount. She salvages raw material from a pile of scrap metal. Measure twice, cut once. Precision here will save hours of rework later. She fabricates a new piece of the frame. This will become a key load-bearing component. The first weld, she's now joining her custom fabrication to the original chassis, creating a new hybrid structure. More custom fabrication. Each piece is measured and cut to fit her unique design. The new rear frame begins to take shape, piece by piece, weld by weld. A moment of quality control. She assesses the geometry and strength of her work before proceeding. With the new frame complete, she begins the final cleanup. The deconstruction phase is officially over. Now the focus shifts to creating the new substructure. She is essentially building a custom space frame, using rectangular hollow section steel chosen for its excellent torsional rigidity and strength-to-weight ratio. She lays out the components of a truss. This geometric shape is fundamental to structural engineering for its strength. The first structural welds. Each joint is a critical point of load transfer. A single cold weld could compromise the entire assembly. Her technique is steady. She's ensuring deep penetration to create a bond as strong as the parent metal. This is precision work. The corner joints of the frame must be perfectly square to ensure the final body fits. Now for the most difficult stage, integrating the new frame with what remains of the original vehicle chassis. She carefully aligns the two structures. The meeting points must be perfect for a strong bond. The final structural welding begins. She is permanently fusing her creation onto the car. This process must be done in stages to control heat distortion, which could warp the remaining car body. She works her way around the frame, adding stitch welds that will gradually be joined into a continuous seam. The main structural work is done. She can step back and admire the new aggressive silhouette. A good engineer always cleans their worksite. This prevents accidents and improves efficiency. She's not just building, she's finishing. The quality of the final product is in the details. A smile of pride. The hardest engineering challenge is complete. The vision is now a reality. The old sedan is gone, in its place stands a bespoke, one-of-a-kind utility vehicle. One final organization of the tools. The fabrication stage is complete. She walks away, leaving her creation ready for the next stage, bodywork and finishing. Now we transition from heavy fabrication to fine bodywork. Here, she is shaping the new skin of the vehicle. The interior of the new bed must be prepared. All surfaces need to be cleaned and smoothed. She makes the final trim cut on the original body, ensuring a seamless transition to the new section. Using a chop saw for perfectly straight cuts. This will form part of the new tailgate support. The precision of these cuts is critical. They will dictate the fit and finish of the final product. She welds the tailgate frame directly to the main structure. This ensures maximum strength and rigidity. Assessing the progress, the vehicle's new form is now fully defined. A brief pause. This kind of intense physical and mental work is exhausting. Hydration is crucial. Back to it. She continues to reinforce the new structure, adding gussets and supports in high-stress areas. Now she drills mounting holes. This is for attaching the body panels, lights, and other fixtures. The placement of each hole must be exact. Misalignment here will be very obvious in the end. She is now working on the wheel wells, an area critical for tire clearance and protection. Fabricating a small bracket, even the smallest components, are being custom-made for this build, using leverage to bend sheet metal. This is a low-tech but effective method of forming curves. Layout for the new body panels. She marks the sheet metal before making any cuts. The repetitive process of drilling continues. This forms the basis for attaching the new skin. Each hole is a potential point of failure if not drilled cleanly, so steady hand is required. The frame is now fully prepared. It's a skeleton waiting for its skin. She begins fabricating the tailgate assembly. This requires careful measurement and layout. She snips wire ties, a small but necessary task, in preparing for the new paneling. Using self-tapping screws to attach the frame. This is faster than nuts and bolts for this application. Another precise measurement. The tailgate must be perfectly square to close correctly. Laying out the components for the tailgate, she visualizes the assembly before joining the pieces. Welding the tailgate frame. The heat is intense, and she must work carefully to avoid burns. Using a hammer to make fine adjustments, ensuring all parts are perfectly aligned before final welding. The first test fit of the tailgate frame, it's a success. The geometry is correct. Now grinding the weld smooth. This is essential for a clean look and for the body panels to sit flat. The sparks fly as she smooths every joint. This is the bridge between raw fabrication and fine finishing. A clean worksite reappears. The heavy metal work of the tailgate is complete. Now for the skin, she cuts large sheets of metal. Using hand shears, a physically demanding task. Measuring the panel she just cut, it has to match the frame dimensions exactly. She continues to cut the sheet metal panels. That will form the exterior of the new utility bed, marking a complex shape for the side panels, which must curve around the wheel well. Her cutting is precise, following the lines she drew. There is little room for error with these large panels. double-checking the final dimensions. Once attached, these panels are difficult to adjust. She organizes the cut panels, preparing for the final assembly stage. The first panel is offered up to the frame. This is the moment of truth for her measurements. The assembly is complete. The raw metal structure of the new truck bed is now fully skinned. The next step is to permanently attach the skin. She uses a power drill to create pilot holes for rivets or screws. A wider view shows the methodical process. This vehicle is being reborn in a rural open-air workshop. She drills hundreds of holes, each one a vital connection between the structural frame and the new body. The first panel is now laid onto the frame, aligning the pre-drilled holes. She begins fastening the panel to the frame. The metal skin will act as a shear panel, adding rigidity. With the first section secured, she lifts it, testing the strength of the joints and the panel's stiffness. She moves on to the side panels of the new truck bed, repeating the meticulous process of drilling. She works to seamlessly blend the new panel into the original bodywork of the car. The panel is fastened in place, creating a smooth line from the car door to the new rear section. The result is a clean, professional-looking join. The screws will later be covered by body filler. Now for the hardware, she drills holes for the tailgate hinge, a critical load-bearing point. She secures the main bed panel, the final piece of the primary structure skin. And now the tailgate is mounted for the first time. This is a major milestone in the build. She gathers her tools for the next stage, finishing work. With an angle grinder and a flap disc, she smooths all the sharp edges and rough welds. Now the laborious process of applying body filler begins. This will create the perfectly smooth surface needed for paint. She steps back to check her work, looking for any high or low spots that need more attention. The final details are what separate a good build from a great one. She wipes the surface clean. Here you see the before, a severely damaged unibody, rusted through and structurally unsound. And here's the first stage of the after. The new metal and body filler have created a completely new form. Now begins the painstaking process of sanding. She must smooth the filler until it is undetectable by touch. This creates an enormous amount of dust, but it's the only way to achieve a flawless surface. The transformation is staggering. What was a crumpled wreck is now a solid, custom-fabricated truck bed. You can still see the seams where old meets new. A map of the incredible work that has been done. Now planning the final details, she lays out the position for the new modern taillight assemblies. She carefully marks the center for the main light, ensuring it will be perfectly symmetrical. Using the hole saw, she cuts the opening for the light. One slip here could ruin the entire body panel. A flash of welding, she's likely tacking a mounting bracket on the inside of the panel to hold the light securely. The large modern LED light is installed, a stark contrast to the old vehicle it's attached to. She grinds the mounting bracket smooth. Another example of her attention to finishing details. Now, the smaller indicator light is installed, completing the custom light cluster. The final result is a clean, modern, and completely unique rear end. The rooster seems to approve. The last step is the electrical work, connecting the new lights to the car's original wiring harness. This requires careful identification of each wire to ensure the brake, tail, and turn signals work correctly. The final light is secured in place, and the bodywork phase is nearly complete. She tests her work, ensuring a solid connection and a clean installation, splicing the new wires into the old. A good insulated connection here is crucial for safety and reliability. The final preparation for paint. All surfaces must be perfectly clean for the primer to adhere properly. She organizes the wiring, securing it to the frame to prevent chafing or damage. Final panel drilling. This seems to be for an interior panel or a final piece of trim. And now a look back at the beginning, the dilapidated car that started this journey. A final check of the wiring harness before it's sealed away. Behind the interior panels, the vehicle is now mobile, a testament to her work. It's being moved to a dedicated area for painting. A thorough wash, all dirt, grease, and sanding dust, must be removed for a quality paint job. She meticulously cleans every crevice. Any contamination will ruin the final finish. The water washes away the dust of fabrication, revealing the pure form she has created. Here it is, clean and ready, a hybrid of sedan and truck, a singular creation awaiting its final identity. One last check of the electrical system, ensuring everything functions before paint. The vehicle is now completely transformed, a powerful and practical machine. The masking process begins. This is just as important as the painting itself. Everything not being painted must be covered. The car is now fully masked. It looks like a patient prepped for surgery. She mixes the paint, a vibrant mint green. This color choice signals a complete rebirth. Using a high-volume, low-pressure sprayer, she applies the first coat of paint. Her technique is smooth and consistent, applying a thin, even layer to avoid drips and runs. She covers every part of her custom bodywork, unifying the old and the new with color. The final coat is applied. The transformation from scrap to standout showpiece is nearly complete. With the main painting done, she moves to detail work, likely applying a protective clear coat or second color. Using a roller for trim or hard-to-reach areas, this ensures complete coverage. After the paint has cured, she carefully unmasks the vehicle, revealing the clean, crisp lines. The new paint job is stunning, a vibrant color for a vehicle given a new life. But the personalization is not over. She begins applying custom vinyl decals to the bodywork. These aren't just decorations, they are a narrative, telling the story of her life and work. Each image adds a layer to the vehicle's identity, turning it from a machine into a piece of rolling art. She carefully smooths each decal, ensuring a perfect bubble-free application. A large decal is prepared for the side panel, the centerpiece of her design. The story continues on the rear quarter panel, blending images of nature and industry. Even the hood becomes a canvas, showcasing the rural roots of this project. She meticulously cuts the vinyl to fit perfectly around the vehicle's headlights. The final smoothing, the vehicle's exterior, is now a complete narrative. A final wipe down, cleaning her canvas. After the last piece of art is applied, she steps back to admire her finished work. The pride in her creation is evident. The final test, she gets behind the wheel, ready to pilot her creation for the first time. The vehicle rolls out of the workshop under its own power. The project is a definitive success. It handles the rough terrain with ease, its new structure, proving its strength and resilience. From a condemned wreck to a work of art and engineering, a truly remarkable transformation. A very special thank you to the owner of the YouTube channel LA's TIGU Ching for creating this wonderful video and allowing me to comment. If you enjoyed this narrative, please visit and support their channel at the link in the description below.